Okay. So the hypothesis H has arguments of the feature vector X, okay, and the output is the predicted class label. एक assumption which I may not have explicitly mentioned in the last class is an assumption that we're going to keep on using or implicit है इसके अंदर from for all of the analysis we're going to do later is कि जो training data जिस distribution से उठाया गया है exactly वही distribution से आपके testing data भी होगा, right? So that's one of the important assumptions that we're going to be making throughout the analysis. Okay? So training data distribution, which is statistical distribution, is exactly the same as what you have for the testing data. Okay? We define something called the empirical risk, and this is the empirical risk. So this is the empirical risk. So epsilon hat of H, ठीक है? अभी हम इस नोटेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा थोड़ी गंभीर सी हो जाएगी, तो इसलिए it's important to just try to recall and remember or memorize, if you will, कि epsilon hat का क्या मतलब है? Epsilon hat का मतलब empirical risk है कि training data पे आपका जो hypothesis है, how well does it perform? What is the fraction of errors that you get in the training data? And then there's a generalization error. For a given hypothesis, what is the probability that you're going to make an error? Okay, so this is generalization. This is generalized, this is probability, and this probability is over the distribution row. Okay? So this is over that distribution row. Empirical risk minimization is given the training data, you're going to pick that hypothesis H, which minimizes the empirical risk, and I'm going to call that as H hat, which is the empirical risk minimizer. Okay? H hat is that hypothesis which minimizes the empirical risk. Okay? Yeah, so let's ML छोड़ देते हैं review में. Now we're going to start the analysis. The analysis के लिए we're going to start discussing the case of finite H. So finite H का मतलब the size of the set is finite, right? The size of the set is finite, and in particular, I'm going to assume that there are capital K number of hypotheses within the set. ठीक है? सबसे पहली चीज हम ये कहेंगे कि epsilon hat of HI for any hypothesis is a reliable estimate of the generalization error corresponding to that hypothesis. ठीक है? This is something we did in the last class, and that is through convergence of probability just by using a simple application of weak law of large numbers. ठीक है? दूसरी जो चीज हम कहेंगे, यहाँ पे भी थोड़ा सी नोटेशन याद कर लें. एक H hat था जो क्या था, जो empirical risk minimizer था. H star भी एक चीज है, right? H star क्या चीज है? H star is that hypothesis which minimizes the generalization error. Okay, so H star is that hypothesis which minimizes the generalization error. H hat is that hypothesis which minimizes the empirical risk or empirical error. Okay, so H hat is that holy grail that I was talking about at the beginning of the class, right? So H star is that holy grail that I've been talking about. Okay, H star is the optimum hypothesis that you have within your set. लेकिन आपके पास एक H hat है. H hat may not necessarily be H star, right? However, we're going to show that as the training data starts increasing, the size of the training data starts increasing, the generalization error for corresponding to the empirical risk minimizer is going to converge to the generalization error of the optimum hypothesis. ठीक है? That is something we're going to show. ठीक है? बात समझ आएगी? इसको थोड़ा सा absorb कर लें. थोड़ा सा क्या कहा मैंने, क्या मैं जरा पंखा चला लूं, तब तक गर्मी होगी. Right. So absorb हो गया या नहीं हो गया?
हुआ तो है,
थोड़ा बहुत हुआ है. So what I'm saying is once again कि जो empirical risk minimizer मेरा है उसके corresponding generalization error है, and the minimum generalization error that I could hope for, the empirical risk corresponding to this thing here is going to achieve that minimum thing or converge to that minimum thing that I could ever hope for. Okay, as the training data size increases. That's what we're going to show for this class. Okay, part A was quite simple. Weak law of large numbers से करते करते हमने उसको कह दिया कि यार हमने कह दिया कि this thing here converges to this thing here in probability. ठीक है, अब इसको हम थोड़ा सा और फॉर्मलाइज करना शुरू करते हैं. Right, so let me go to this page here.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है
जी
सर, जनरलाइजेशन एरर में भी जो हमारा ट्रेनिंग के लिए हम डाटा सेट लेते हैं और प्रेडिक्शन टेस्टिंग के लिए जो डाटा सेट लेते हैं उनकी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेम है.
या सो दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड इन द बिगिनिंग कि हमारी एक इम्प्लिसिट असम्पशन ये है कि जो ट्रेनिंग डेटा की जिस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन से ड्रॉ है वो एग्जैक्टली वही है जिससे टेस्टिंग डेटा ड्रॉ होगा. बोथ हैव द सेम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. ठीक है,
वो एम्पिरिकल अपने एरर का बताया ना, तो जनरलाइजेशन एरर भी सेम है.
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेम है, सेम, लेकिन वैसे सेम नहीं होंगे.
अच्छा सर,
लेकिन वैसे क्यों नहीं सेम होंगे? क्योंकि जो एम्पिरिकल चीज है वो एक फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ चीजों पे मौजूद है. राइट, दैट्स फॉर अ सर्टेन रियलाइजेशंस. रियलाइजेशंस कुड हैव नॉइज इन देयर.
सही.
ठीक है, अच्छा. अब व्हाट वी वांट टू डू नेक्स्ट है कि इससे पहले जो था, इससे पहले था कि यार so we'd say कि let me if I can conclude part A. The part A just said कि जो epsilon hat of HI है ना, that converges to epsilon of HI in probability. Right? But we want to take a step further, or we want to dig a little bit deeper. And we want to see कि जी convergence की nature क्या है, convergence की nature क्या है, how does it converge, right? So in other words, if I were given finite size of the training data, what guarantees can I have between how close this is going to be to this thing here? तो उसके लिए सबसे पहले आपके शायद जेन में आए, राफे में आपके जेन में आए कौन सी बाउंड? चेबिशेव्स बाउंड. राइट, उसी से वीक लॉ ऑफ लार्ज नंबर निकलता है वैसे. ओके जी राफे.
सर ये मुझे HI स्टार नहीं समझ आया, क्या है?
H स्टार?
जी.
ओके, देखिए, so let me write this here again. So H star is the argument minimum H belonging to the set, and what the H that minimizes the generalization error. ठीक है, कौन सा ऐसा hypothesis है which will yield the minimum generalization error? That's H star. ठीक है, राफे आप अनम्यूट कर लें.
समझ आ गया
conversation. ठीक है, so समझ आ गई
जी.
Okay, good. All right. Nice. So we want to see how that converges. For that convergence, typically you would tend to think कि जैसे weak law of large numbers को prove करने के लिए we use the Chebyshev bound. Instead, I am going to use another bound which is actually the Chernoff bound, which is typically tighter than the Chebyshev bound. लेकिन उसको भी use करके you can actually prove weak law of large numbers. So the first thing I'm going to do here is list the Chernoff bound for the Bernoulli random variable. So for the Bernoulli random variable, if Z1, Z2, all the way up to Zn are IID Bernoulli, random variables with probability that Zi equals 1 equals phi and phi hat, which is just an estimate of this probability, which is just simply 1 upon n summation I equals 1 to n zi. ठीक है, it's just an estimate of what the probability is. So say phi को आप p ले लें, जैसे हम पहले जो p कहते थे, ठीक है. So Chernoff bound says that the probability that the absolute value or absolute difference between phi and phi hat is greater than gamma is upper bounded by this thing here, 2 times e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared times n. So this is the Chernoff bound. And you can clearly see here, okay, as my n goes to infinity, no matter how small gamma is, this thing is going to approach 0. Okay? And so you can see the phi hat is going to get closer and closer to phi in the probabilistic sense. So the probability that the phi hat is only gamma close to phi, the probability of that approaches actually 1, or outside of gamma, that probability approaches 0. Okay? So this is Chernoff's bound. Chernoff bound का नाम सुना पहले कभी? सुना होना चाहिए. हमने इसमें किया था?
Yes sir.
Stochastic
Applied prob में किया था.
Yes sir, stochastic में किया था.
So it uses moment generating functions. ठीक है, उससे prove होता है. Okay, so I'm not going to do the proof here. I'm just going to keep it like this here. So this is Chernoff bound. Okay, now if I apply this Chernoff bound to our case, this is Chernoff bound. So इस case में the couple of things here. So सबसे पहली बात यह है कि for our case, we have epsilon hat of hi that is equal to 1 upon n summation I equals 1 to n. और यहाँ पे क्या था? So indicator that hi of x actually वहाँ पे भी आई था. So यहाँ पे मैं कुछ और वेरिएबल यूज कर लेता हूँ. So yeah, okay. So let me use another variable there. So let me use I here, and let me use k here. Y of k. So ये I है और ये k है, right? So this is what the empirical risk was, right? इसमें ये किसने डाला जी एनोटेशन किया? कौन ट्राई कर रहा है? एक मिनट इसके काम करते हैं.
सर सर रिपीट करें आखिरी बात क्या पूछ रहे हैं?
मैं अभी आपको कहता हूँ, मैं असल में एक और चीज देख रहा हूँ.
Alright.
Somebody is annotating my screen. तो यहाँ पे ऑप्शन थी जिसमें बंदे का नाम आ रहा होता था, कौन एनोटेट कर रहा है. चलें बहरहाल एनीवे, सो क्लियर ऑल ड्रग्स. Okay, so Jeetala, so what I'm saying is the empirical risk is this thing here, right? This is the empirical risk, right?
Right.
So this is the empirical risk. This is just an empirical average, right? Empirical average of certain variables, certain random variables, which we said, okay, those random variables are actually k1 to n, and these are actually zk's. Okay, and so based on the Chernoff bound, I can say here, this thing is the empirical average, right? So this thing is the empirical average or empirical risk. This is going to be compared with the probability that z is equal to 1, right? So the probability that z equals 1 kya hai? The probability that any one of the zk is equal to 1 is the probability that h I of x is not equal to y, which is actually nothing but the generalization error corresponding to that hypothesis hi. Okay? So essentially what I've really done is it's just a mapping of this Chernoff bound phi and phi hat to our case here. हमारे केस में this really is ये जो चीज है, this is phi hat, and this thing here, which is actually this thing here, this is phi, right? So that's, I mean, the reason why I go through this is just to make that mapping clear. ठीक है कि असल में जो ये empirical risk है phi hat, that's actually the sum of these Bernoulli random variables. Remember, z's are Bernoulli random variables, and the probability that each one of the Bernoulli random variable is equal to 1 is actually nothing but the generalization error corresponding to that hypothesis hi. Okay? Based on this, I can conclude that the probability that epsilon of hi minus epsilon hat of hi being greater than gamma is going to be less than equal to 2 times e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared times n. Okay, so this is the Chernoff bound for our purpose. और इसको यूज करके आप और क्या कुछ कर सकते हैं? There are interesting things that you could do. So let me call this, I have notes में मैंने equation 0 कहता हूँ असल में. I'm going to follow that. Right? So ये इसको यूज करके interesting things आप क्या कर सकते हैं वैसे? One of the interesting things that you could do is you could say कि यार अगर एक मेरा ट्रेनिंग साइज मुझे पता है ट्रेनिंग डेटा का कितना था, ठीक है? So then for that training data, what is the size of that training data? What is the probability that my estimate, which is empirical risk, being gamma away from the actual generalization error, what is the probability of that? Okay, bounded, upper bounded by. Okay, well, I'll just plug in capital N there, and this is going to give me कि confidence interval मुझे दे देगा कि greater than gamma होने की probability is always going to be less than this thing here. Okay, there are some other things that I could do जो actually homework में मेरे ख्याल में मैंने शायद थोड़ा सा पूछा था, with rather with Chebyshev's bound, which was कि जी if I give you a gamma and I say कि जी for my empirical risk to be gamma close to my generalization error, how large, with a probability let's say of 99%, okay, how large, or sorry in this case greater than gamma, so ये 0.01 होगा, how large should n be? And you just plug in n here and equate this to be equal to 0.01 with the particular gamma that you that I just gave to you, and that will give you how large should the training data size be. Okay, so bounds serve this purpose. Okay, weak law of large number just says convergence होती है, but that's it. But this gives you more information. This gives you information कि convergence किस तरह होती है. Okay, so you can deal with finite size of the training data. ठीक है? यहाँ पे कोई questions?
सर मैं थोड़ा यहाँ कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ कि ये जो सेकंड लास्ट लाइन है probability of vk is equal to 1, ये आपने इक्वल किया है मतलब मतलब probability of hypothesis of ith trial of the random variable random vector of x not equal to y.
This is hi is the ith hypothesis that we're dealing with.
Oh, yes, hypothesis, yes sir.
ठीक है, कोई एक hypothesis मैंने pick कर लिया. So ये it's as if I is not there. So I is not the index corresponding to the training data.
ठीक है.
ठीक है, ये किसी एक hypothesis का index है. ठीक है, for all intents and purposes I को भूल जाएं अभी. Okay, some hypothesis. ठीक है.
ठीक है.
The probability that zk equals 1 is the probability that the hypothesis applied to the feature vector is not equal to the class label. In other words, the probability that there is an error.
सर यहाँ केस ट्रायल का कोई रोल नहीं है जो आपने zk जो किया है?
बिल्कुल नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? एक वजह है जिसकी वजह से नहीं है.
सर IID की वजह से.
IID exactly, इस IID की वजह से, जो कि हमने शुरू में assumption लिया था. एक और assumption ये थी कि जो ट्रेनिंग डेटा है that has been drawn IID from the same distribution. So Z1 has the same distribution as Z2, as the same as Z3. So K doesn't really matter, right? So ये सबकी distribution बराबर है. So that's why K doesn't appear here.
ठीक हो गया सर.
ठीक है. So this I is the hypothesis index. ठीक है. सही हो गया फरीद?
Yes sir. Yes sir. Thank you.
और कोई और questions? अच्छा. अब अगर मैं आपसे कहूं कि यार ये आपको बाउंड पता चल गई. So this is a bound that we're going to be dealing with quite a lot. और मैं अब आपको कहूं कि यार असल में अब मैंने जो एक चीज निकालनी है ना, वो so probability of epsilon of h hat minus epsilon hat of h hat greater than gamma, ये बाउंड निकालनी है. राइट. अच्छा, वैसे ऑन अ साइड नोट असल में किस चीज को कंपेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ? मैं कंपेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ एप्सिलॉन ऑफ h स्टार and epsilon of h hat. Right? I wish to compare these two and say that the probability that they are close is quite high. That's my ultimate objective. ठीक है. और उस तक पहुंचने के लिए मुझे बहुत सारे बीच में लंबा सारा TD सेक्शन का एनालिसिस करना पड़ेगा, जिसके वजह से शायद आपका सर दुखे. मेरा दुख रहा है सुबह से, तो I'm just transferring that दुख to you now. Okay, जी फरीद.
सर ये एप्सिलॉन हैट ऑफ h जो है ये बर्नौली रैंडम वेरिएबल है?
यस.
सर ये समझ नहीं आ रही कैसे.
बर्नौली नहीं है, बर्नौली का सम है.
अच्छा, तो सर ये बाउंड हम सिर्फ बर्नौली पे नहीं लगा सकते थे?
तो ये बर्नौली ही है ना.
अच्छा.
So phi hat, remember, so phi hat was not Bernoulli. Phi hat was the sum of Bernoulli divided by n.
Yes sir.
So epsilon hat b is the sum of Bernoulli divided by n. So that's exactly.
अच्छा ठीक है.
ठीक है, वो z is Bernoulli है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. अच्छा, by the way, ये जो बाउंड नंबर 0 है, इसमें रैंडम वेरिएबल क्या है और पैरामीटर क्या है? So whenever you say talk about a probability, that probability must have a random variable inside of it, right? So what is the random variable here? क्यों इर्तिदा random variable कौन सा है?
सर random variable यहाँ पे तो summation हो रही है epsilon hat के अंदर, उसमें बर्नौली random variables.
तो फिर random variable कौन सा है? Random variable ये है या ये है? Is the random variable epsilon hat or is the random variable epsilon of h?
Random variable epsilon hat.
So this is the random variable, good. Right? This is just the parameter. Remember, this is only is a probability. The probability is a constant, is a parameter. There's nothing random about that. This is random because it's actually obtained as a sum of random variables. So this would be random variable as well. Okay? So असल में random variable ये है. So this is the actual random thing. Okay? अच्छा. Now moving over here. मैं कहता हूं कि ये h hat इसमें से कोई एक h होगा, राइट? इसकी अपर बाउंड क्या होगी? Now, so one of the naive things that you could do, naive analysis थोड़ा करते हुए, one of you could say कि जी क्योंकि h hat is actually because it actually belongs to that set, right? So therefore ये जो बाउंड है इसके ऊपर भी एप्लीकेबल होनी चाहिए. होनी चाहिए ना. कौन कह रहे हैं? इर्जा कह रहे हैं. So I mean this holds true for ये जो equation number 0 है, this holds true for all I equals 1 to dot 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 all the way up to k. ठीक है? And then I say कि I just want to say कि जी उनमें से मैंने जो कोई minimum pick किया था ना, जो minimum pick किया था, उसके corresponding जो empirical risk है, उसके corresponding जो empirical risk है, minus the generalization error corresponding to that h hat, the probability that that is greater than gamma should be less than equal to the same bound जो ये है, which is 2 times e raised to the power minus 2 gamma squared है. ठीक है या नहीं ठीक है?
Yes sir.
Who else says yes? कोई कहता है कि no ये गलत है?
सर एक बार रिपीट कर दें.
So मेरा argument ये है कि there's this bound which is bound number 0 holds true for all I. ठीक है? For all indices I, right? If it holds true for all I, then since h hat is one of those I, ठीक है, h hat भी तो h में से निकला ना, जो एक सेट में से निकला है, तो फिर इसकी probability और इसकी probability एक ही boundary होगी. So my argument is कि since h hat belongs to this, therefore 0 should apply to h hat as well. That's my argument. Anything wrong with that argument?
Sir, it's true, but can't we find a tighter bound just because of the fact that we know that h hat is the minimum, sort of minimized empirical risk? Okay, good. So Momina says that it is a valid bound, like maybe I can find an even tighter bound, because h hat guarantees कि वो h hat के corresponding empirical risk है वो सबसे कम है amongst all i's. ठीक है? Anybody else who has another point of view कि ये valid है या नहीं है? So here's the point. This thing actually is not true. So this argument is invalid. Right now, this may be counterintuitive or may take a while for you to wrap your head around it, but this is actually not true. And the reason why it's not true, can somebody chale ab soche? The reason why it's not true is because
it's not applicable to all eyes.
It is applicable to all eyes. देखिए ऊपर वाली bound है ना, ये वाली bound, it is indeed applicable to all eyes, right? लेकिन मैं h hat अगर यहाँ पे डालूं ना, तो remember h hat is not just one hypothesis, right? ये देखें यहाँ पे this holds true and I is a parameter, I is deterministic, I is fixed, ठीक है, within this probability expression. H hat changes from one realization of the training data to another realization of the training data. You see the point? So training data change होता है, तो H hat change हो जाता है. So H hat is an amalgam of it could sometimes be H1, it could sometimes be H2, depending on what the training data set is. So H hat is actually what index H hat corresponds to. That is not independent of the training data. Okay, so therefore I cannot just simply extend this to this thing here. फरीद ने तालियां बजाई हैं इस पे, इसका मतलब समझ आ गया उसे?
सर मजा आ गया है लेकिन समझ अभी भी रहा हूं.
मजा आ गया लेकिन समझ नहीं आया. जी राफे?
सर ये जो राइट साइड पे n आ रहा है, ये इसको अकाउंट पे ले नहीं रहा होगा कि h hat चेंज हो रहा है.
You see, so वो मसला एक इंटरप्रिटेशन में है. ये जो जीरो वाली जो इंटरप्रिटेशन है ना, जीरो वाली इंटरप्रिटेशन ये कह रही है कि what is the probability over here for every, so hi is fixed. I am not changing hi. Is not a function of what realization am I going to get of the training data. Okay, hi is fixed throughout. Okay, यहाँ पे h hat itself actually is a random variable, right? Why is h hat is a random variable? जी तलहा.
Sir, यहाँ पर हम कह रहे हैं कि the above equation applies to all i's.
Yes.
Or
all i's separately.
Yes, sir. Or sir, मतलब that is essentially our set H, the capital H है, or H hat also belongs to H.
नहीं.
So doesn't this?
No. So that's, देखें मैंने आपको सारा का सारा तमहीद बांधी थी वो इसी premise से बांधना शुरू की थी. And that's the first line of reasoning or line of thought that would come into your mind. Okay? And the reason why I bring this up is because that's the first line of thought that actually came into my mind as well. And then it takes a little bit more deeper thought to actually realize that that line of reasoning is invalid. And the reason why it's invalid is because h hat जो है वो random variable है itself, right? So h hat क्या है? So let okay, so h hat जो है वो क्या चीज़ है? So let's say this is hl, right? Where some L is some index where L is belongs to the set 1, 2, all the way up to capital K. Okay? Where L is the argument minimum epsilon hat of hi, and I is 1, 2, all the way up to the empirical risk minimizer. Okay? So L is a random variable. Can you see that? So this index L is actually a random variable because this will have a certain probability with which it's going to be equal to 1, with a certain probability is going to be equal to 2, with a certain probability is going to be 3, and so on and so forth. Okay? So therefore L is a random variable, and therefore H sub L is a random variable, and therefore H hat is a random variable. H hat with a certain probability kabhi H1 hota hai, with a certain probability H2 hota hai, with a certain probability H3 hota hai. That is not what I'm saying here. That is not what I'm saying here. I am saying over here, what I'm saying is if I fix the index to something, and let's say that index is something is 1, if that index is fixed to 1, then this bound holds, right? Over here, I am not fixing the index. That index itself becomes a random variable, and that's where the problem lies, right? That's why I cannot simply just say that this would translate into this. I would have to do something else. Okay?
Right.
And that's so let me move on, and I'll let you ponder upon this on your own as well. But the bottom line or the underlying reason, once again, is that this bound, the zeroth bound, assumes that I is a constant, right? It is deterministic, right? Whereas in this case here, the bound that I'm trying to find here, h hat is actually a random variable. With a certain probability is going to be h1, with a certain probability is going to be h2, with a certain probability is going to be h3. So therefore, the index is not really fixed. It changes from one realization of the training data to another realization of the training data. So that's something that I have to take into account. However, I can use this bound to try to evaluate this. Okay, Hassan has a problem with his mic. He says, even if h hat is a random variable and not a parameter or a constant, we have h hat in both e and e hat. So would this bound hold? Not really. We'd have to have some function of this which would hold. And let me elaborate on this further. And let's do a proof for this, and then we're going to see. Okay, Hassan? So just bear with me for a while. What I want to do is, the way I've done it in my notes, which is my handwritten notes, and the way it's been done in Andrew's notes, that uses something called uniform convergence bound. मैं उसको थोड़ा सा इस साल थोड़ा सा और तरीके से करूँगा, ठीक है? And so this is what I'm going to do next is slightly different. then the derivation is slightly different than what I have in the notes. Okay, so we want to figure out कि so question ये है कि bound on probability epsilon of h hat minus epsilon hat of h hat absolute value greater than gamma. That's something we want to determine. Okay, using this thing here with the equation number 0. See, using this, I want to figure out what this is equal to. Right? Okay, so here we go. I'll use, as opposed to what I have in my notes, I'll use total log probability.
एक चीज कंफर्म करनी थी
जी,
जो हमने भी लिखा है कि इनवैलिड स्टेटमेंट है, अगर हम ये स्टेटमेंट होल्ड कर सकते हैं गिवन डेटा सेट, तो फिर हमारा h hat हो जाएगा.
हाँ, गिवन डेटा सेट. ओके, अभी तक गिवन मैंने लिया नहीं है, लेकिन दैट्स व्हाट आई एम रियली एक्चुअली डूइंग नेक्स्ट.
ठीक हो गया.
ठीक है. So this is equal to summation over I equals k probability that epsilon of h hat minus epsilon hat of h hat absolute value being greater than gamma. Given h hat equals hi. See, that's what I'm going to do. That's the trick I'm going to play. इसके साथ तो कोई मसला नहीं. Right? So all I've done is, okay, let me just condition on the minimum h hat being equal to hi. Okay? And then just multiplied by h hat being equal to hi, and then sum over all I. So that's all mutually exclusive and exhaustive events, and therefore the total log probability is going to hold. Okay? So what is this equal to? Therefore this is equal to summation from I equals 1 to k probability epsilon of, I say this becomes hi now, minus epsilon hat of hi being greater than gamma, given h hat equals hi times probability that h hat equals hi. ठीक है, इसमें तो कोई मसला नहीं. All I've done is I've said कि because this condition is given to me, which is that h hat is going to be equal to hi, right? If this is something that I know of, so I can just replace h hat that I had here with just h sub I. ठीक है, h sub I मैंने डाल दिया, यहाँ पे भी डाल दिया, यहाँ पे भी डाल दिया, right? And then everything else is exactly the same. Okay. Now I can then write this as I equals 1 to k probability of absolute value of epsilon of hi minus epsilon hat of hi greater than gamma, comma h hat equals hi. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मसला तो नहीं कोई. Now here's Hassan, why we cannot use the argument that you mentioned, and the reason is, if you see, when I say what is the joint probability or condition on h hat equals hi, then this event is not independent of this event. Do you see that? I say this event is not really independent of this event. If this was independent of this event, then this would have actually gone away. So another way, conditioning khatam ho jati, or this would have actually reduced to exactly the same bound that you had earlier. Okay? But that would have required that the event that h hat equals hi be independent of this event. But that is not so, because when h hat equals hi, what you're really saying is कि जी अब आपके पास पूरा का पूरा sample space of your training data नहीं है, but rather when you're conditioning on h hat equals h sub I, that means you're only focusing on a small or actually subset of the training data for which this condition is true. And with this subset of training data, the original probability may not actually hold true anymore. Okay? Because आपने subset define कर दी, यहाँ पर उसकी probability different हो, right? So those events are not necessarily independent. And that's why these are not the same bound, right? That's why I cannot get rid of this thing here, right? This has to stay here. Okay? Acha. Yes, so that's why we get a function of the original bound, but not the original bound itself, Hassan. Okay? So yes, that's why we'll get a function of the original bound, but not the original bound itself. Had this h hat been independent, had this event been independent of this event, then this would have actually gone away, right? Or you can verify that when you do this sum, you would actually this would not have gone away. Sorry, this would have gone outside, or actually this would have gone away. This would have gone away, and this bound would have actually turned out to be exactly the same bound that we had earlier. Okay? But due to the dependence, statistical dependence, we cannot get rid of that. We can, however, do something more else for which we can get a valid bound. And that's something else. I just use the fact that the probability of A comma B or probability of A, ये किस तरह related आपस में? I mean bound wise. Ji Waleed, how are they related? I mean, one of them is greater than the other, or greater than equal to the other.
Sir, क्या question है?
Probability of A comma B or probability of A?
जी. So sir, probability of A is greater than equal to probability of A comma B.
Good, right? So this is how. I mean, so here's the intersection of the probability of intersection of two events is always less than equal to the probability of the individual events. Okay? A intersection B is always a smaller set than A, and that's why this is true. Okay? So here I'll just say, yeah, this is actually less than equal to summation I equals 1 to K probability of epsilon of HI minus epsilon hat of HI absolute is greater than gamma. So H hat equals HI वाली चीज मैंने निकाल दी सीधे से, ठीक है? And then I know for a fact इसके ऊपर मैं bound मेरे पास मौजूद है, ठीक है? और वो मेरे पास bound क्या मौजूद है? That bound is here. This thing here, 2 e raised to the minus. So I know that this thing here is less than 2 e raised to the minus 2 gamma squared n. So I say kg, this is less than equal to summation I equals 1 to k 2 times e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared times n. And since this is not a function of I anymore, and say this is actually equal to k times 2 times k e raised to power minus 2 times gamma squared n. Right? So ये जो बाउंड हम ऊपर निकाल रहे थे वो क्या थी? So this is less than equal to 2 times k e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared n. So this is another result that we've now derived. One of the easy results. अभी आगे मुश्किल आने हैं. Okay, any questions here?
Sir, we've seen it, but is there an intuitive explanation for this? I can't quite figure that.
हाँ, so intuitive explanation असल में आप uniform convergence bound से कहना कि आप uniform convergence bound में कहते हैं कि यार what is the probability that, so that's another way to go about this. What is the probability that each and every one of the hypotheses is gamma close to, so the empirical error corresponding to each and every one of the hypotheses is gamma close to the corresponding empirical error. Okay, sorry, generalization error. Okay, so that's an intersection. और उसमें you can say कि जी intuition में आपको सिर्फ ये कह सकता हूँ कि this is a loser bound. I mean, do you see that? So this bound here is a looser bound than 0.
Yes.
This is looser than 0. और वो वाकई लूजर होनी चाहिए क्योंकि this is a stricter condition. I mean, this is a stricter condition than this condition. ठीक है, इससे ज़्यादा मैं इस प्रूफ के साथ इंट्यूशन देना शायद थोड़ा मुश्किल है और मेरे ज़हन में भी नहीं आ रही. Maybe I can try to brainstorm what other intuition I can try to explain, right? But the analysis is sound, right? And the way I do it in the notes, once again, I said, is through another method, which is the uniform convergence method. That may slightly be more intuitive, like this is just another way of doing the same thing. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right. अच्छा, अगला step क्या करना है? So, this is slightly problematic because there's so many other things that have preceded this. I'm hopefully you're writing everything down in your notes as well. So, I'll try to do the best we can. So the bound that I have is, so let me, can I? No, I cannot. Right. So the bound that I have is that the probability of epsilon hat of h hat minus epsilon of h hat, absolute value is less than equal to gamma, is greater than equal to 1 minus 2 times k e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared n. All I've done is I've actually flipped the bound. I mean, this is, वहाँ पे क्या था? वहाँ पे greater than gamma था, right? Over here I had a greater than gamma, right? So I'm just finding the complementary condition. So less than gamma would be now greater than equal to 1 minus this thing here. Okay? So this is the complementary bound, which is now a lower bound. Okay? Now, from here, अब यहाँ से आपका सर थोड़ा सा घुमाते हैं हम आपका, right? So this is the probability of epsilon hat of h hat minus epsilon of h hat less than equal to gamma intersection with what? Epsilon hat of h hat minus epsilon of h hat greater than equal to minus gamma. I know that this is greater than equal to 1 minus 2 times k e raised to minus 2 gamma squared n. Right? So remember when I say the absolute value is less than equal to gamma, so either this difference is less than gamma or this difference is greater than minus gamma. That's when the absolute value is between minus gamma, or the difference is between minus gamma and plus gamma. Okay? Clear? All right. But since this is an intersection, so I'd say the probability of epsilon hat of h hat minus epsilon of h hat is greater than or equal to minus gamma is greater than or equal to 1 minus 2k e raised to minus 2 gamma squared n. Why can I say this? Why can I say this? Tala?
Yes, sir. जो आपने पहले दिखाया था, probability of A, B is less than
Exactly.
equal to probability.
Right. So just because of the fact that the probability of A, B is less than or equal to probability of A. So you say okay, this is probability of A. Probability of A is greater than or equal to this, which is greater than or equal to this. So therefore, this must be greater than this. ठीक है? अच्छा. Let me rearrange this just a little bit. So this is probability of epsilon of h hat is less than or equal to epsilon hat of h hat plus gamma. So what I've done is gamma को मैं उधर ले गया हूँ और जो है ये चीज़ उधर ले गया हूँ, sorry, ये चीज़ उधर ले गया हूँ, right? So this is epsilon of h hat is less than or equal to this plus this, right? So this is greater than equal to 1 minus 2 times k e raised to minus 2 gamma squared n times again. And furthermore, I say here, since epsilon hat of h hat is less than or equal to epsilon hat of h star. Does everybody see that? Why that is true? Okay, epsilon hat of h hat would always be less than or equal to epsilon hat of h star. Momina, why do you think this is true?
Sir, H star was the minimized generalization error.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or H hat क्या था?
H hat was the one over the risk.
Yes, empirical risk.
Yeah, empirical risk.
Okay. So that's basically from the definition of H hat. So definition of H hat says what? Okay, H hat is that hypothesis which minimizes the empirical risk. Okay. So therefore, the empirical risk corresponding to H hat should be no greater than the empirical risk for all other hypotheses. And one of those hypotheses may be H star. Okay. So this is the least empirical risk that you could ever hope for, always. Okay. So no matter what H hat is, this is always going to be less than epsilon hat of H star. Okay. Right, get it? And because of this, so we see
this point आप दोबारा बता सकते हैं? Equality समझ आती है ये less than equal to वाली. So can you just go over it again?
Equality की आती है समझ या inequality की समझ आती है?
I understand कि H hat is epsilon hat H hat is the empirical risk from the data that we get.
Yeah.
And the other one is the general bound.
Yeah.
So,
but H star, remember H star random है. पहले ये बताएं मुझे कि H star एक कोई deterministic quantity होगी.
Yes.
Deterministic hypothesis होगा क्योंकि probability distribution के ऊपर you're going to pick the one which minimizes the generalization error, right? And that's going to stay constant. Okay, so H star is fixed. Okay.
Okay.
Or now since चलो मैं definition कर रहा हूँ. Since H hat is argument minimum right? So this is the definition of H hat. H hat क्या value है? H hat वो hypothesis है जो empirical risk को minimize करता है.
Yes.
Right? So this means that if I compute the empirical risk corresponding to the minimizer H hat, this must be less than or equal to the empirical risk corresponding to all other hypotheses. And that's just from the definition of the minimizer. ठीक है हमजा?
ठीक है sir.
So it's from the definition of the minimizer. A minimizer is going to minimize the empirical risk, right? So it's going to if I compute the empirical risk for H hat, that's going to be less than or equal to the empirical risk computed at all other hypotheses. And H star is one of those hypotheses. ठीक है?
Okay.
और equality तब आएगी जब वो हो सकता है H star और H hat एक हो या फिर कोई corner cases हो सकते हैं. हमें हो सकता है objective function दोनों के लिए एक ही बनता हो, equal बन जाए. Right? So the bottom line is that this is always less than equal to this, right? Now, if this thing is less than equal to this, so what if I substitute this greater thing here? तो probability बढ़ेगी या छोटी होगी? So I claim the following. I claim that the probability that epsilon of H hat is less than equal to epsilon hat of H star plus gamma, that is greater than equal to the probability of epsilon of H hat is less than equal to epsilon hat of H star plus gamma. ये समझ आती है?
जी सर.
क्योंकि I mean, see this set here is a bigger set than this set, right? Because this thing is greater than this thing. So you're saying that the probability, what is the probability that a random variable is less than 10? That probability is always greater than equal to the probability that random variable is less than 8, say. Okay? Because this subset is this event is a subset of, actually, this event is a subset of that event. Okay? Therefore, the probability is greater. And this thing here, of course, is 1 minus greater than equal to 1 minus 2k e to minus 2 gamma squared n. Right? So my conclusion is that the probability of epsilon of H hat is less than equal to epsilon hat of H star plus gamma, that is greater than equal to 1 minus 2k e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared n. So this is another equation. Equation number 2.
सर ये प्रीवियस इक्वेशन जरा एक बार बता दें.
कौन सी वाली?
सर ये प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ
ये वाली?
ये वाली जी.
ठीक है. ओके, सो मैं यहाँ पे ब्लू में लिख रहा हूँ जस्ट टू. सो एक रैंडम वेरिएबल है, ठीक है. चलो मैं नीचे लिखता हूँ फिर इरेज करता हूँ. एक रैंडम वेरिएबल है, राइट? और एक बाउंड ये है. सो दैट दिस इज लेट्स से let me say this is A and this is B. Okay, what is the probability that the random variable x is less than equal to A compared with the probability that x is less than equal to B? इसके दरम्यान में क्या रिलेशनशिप है?
x is less than equal to B, ये ज़्यादा बड़ी होगी.
So this is going to be greater, right? Right? इसमें कोई मसला तो नहीं है? Right. This is exactly what I've used here. So this thing here, which is let's say B, is greater than this thing here, which is A. तो उसका मतलब ये probability से बड़ी होगी. ठीक है फसील?
ठीक है सर.
ये देखें. So ये जो चीज है और ये जो चीज है, चलिए मैं और कलर यूज करता हूँ. एक ये चीज है, राइट, और एक ये चीज है, इनमें से कौन सी बड़ी है? सो ये जो टर्म है, राइट, और ये जो टर्म है, so the pink term is actually greater than equal to, ठीक है, so therefore this actually holds, okay,
ठीक हो,
ठीक है, चलो, अच्छा, so अब we're only left with 10 minutes. चलें, let me do it nevertheless, बाकी अगली क्लास में कर लेंगे. So okay, अब जो है, let me do this. So probability of epsilon of h hat is less than equal to epsilon hat of h star plus gamma, right? This is something that I've found a bound on, right? So this is something I've found a bound on. I know that this is always greater than equal to, this is always greater than equal to 1 minus 2 times k e raised to minus 2 gamma squared by n, right? Let me expand this a little bit, right? I need to relate this to epsilon of h star. असल में मेरा objective क्या था? Remember, मेरा objective ये था कि यहाँ पे epsilon hat of h star है, यहाँ पे epsilon of h star है. I need to somehow relate epsilon of h star to epsilon of, so I need to relate, sorry, epsilon of h hat to epsilon of h star, and I want to compare कि यार कितने close हैं कितने close नहीं हैं, right? That's what I want to do. But what I observe here is यहाँ पे epsilon hat की term आ रही है, right? So I need to somehow get rid of this epsilon hat h star term and replace it with epsilon of h star term, right? And the way I do this is with my own take on how this can be done. Maybe there's a better way, maybe there's an easier way of understanding. मैं इस तरह किया, so एंड्रू के नोट्स में कुछ नहीं लिखा हुआ, सिर्फ डायरेक्ट उसने रिजल्ट दे दिया. So the way I do this is probability epsilon of h hat is less than equal to epsilon hat of h star plus gamma, given epsilon hat of h star is greater than equal to gamma plus epsilon of h star times probability that epsilon hat of h star is greater than equal to gamma plus epsilon of h star. Plus क्या होना चाहिए? Plus exactly the same given epsilon hat of h star is less than equal to gamma plus epsilon of h star times probability of epsilon hat of h star is less than equal to gamma. It's just an application of total log probability. Okay? Right. So इसको मैं बाउंड करना शुरू करता हूँ. I say कि यार ये जो टर्म है ना, this term here, whatever this term here is, this is less than equal to 1. Okay? What about this term here? What about this term here? This actually comes, so from the equation 0 थी, उस समय I find out that this is actually less than equal to, from the Chernoff bond, this is 2 times e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared n. So this blue term is less than equal to that. Okay. Acha, what about this term here? I claim that this term here is less than equal to probability of epsilon of h hat is less than equal to epsilon of h star plus 2 gamma given epsilon hat of h star is less than equal to gamma plus epsilon of h star. इसके बारे में जरा मुझे बताइए. So how do I claim that this term here? By the way, so information theory and learning theory is all about playing around with these bounds and trying to determine the tightest bound that there is. आपको papers मिलेंगे over and over. Like फलां बंदे ने ये bound derive की, मेरी bound उससे ज़्यादा tight है, and so on and so forth. So you're just getting a flavor of what this thing is about. Okay. Now my question is, how is this term less than equal to this term here? कौन बताएगा मुझे? Usman, any ideas? How is this term here, which I've circled, less than equal to this term here?
सर कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूँ. गैमा उधर से इधर आया तो माइनस होना चाहिए, लेकिन
Okay, minus असल में देखें. So you're
सर आपने सिर्फ सब्स्टिट्यूशन किया गिवन वाली एप्सिलॉन हैट को and
exactly I've just said कि I know that this term here is less than equal to this term here. I've just replaced this term with gamma plus epsilon of h star, right? और वो क्योंकि छोटा है उससे, so the probability has to be upper bounded, right? Because I'm replacing this term with the bigger term, right? This quantity, I'm replacing this quantity with a bigger quantity. And since that bigger quantity is big, so therefore the probability is going to be smaller than when I plug in that bigger number. Okay, it's just because वो पहले वाला जो argument था कि A और B है, the probability of B वाली जो चीज़ है was going to be greater than equal to the probability of A वाली चीज़, right? So anyway, the bottom line is कि if I replace this thing here with something which is always guaranteed to be greater than this, the probability is also going to be upper bounded. Okay, and this is therefore what I get, right? Hamza, आपको समझ आ गई ये बात? और
yes sir.
Right. So anybody else who has a problem? It's okay if you have a problem. That's perfectly fine. I had a lot of problems earlier.
सर ये 2 गामा लिखा हुआ है
जी,
ये 2 गामा लिखा हुआ है, ये
2 गामा लिखा है. या ये कौन पूछा था मुझसे? तला पूछा था. So let me cross out. So it's plus 2 gamma. 2 gamma. Okay, all I've done is I've replaced this thing with the upper bound here. ठीक है? अच्छा चलो, let me write this down there ताकि मैं एक और चीज भी क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ. So this pink thing that I've circled there is less than equal to the probability of epsilon of h hat is less than equal to epsilon of h star plus 2 gamma given epsilon hat of h star is less than equal to gamma plus epsilon of h star और इसको times probability of whatever this term is. ये term इधर आ गई, right? And since it's a joint probability, this product therefore, I'd say this is वही वाली probability of A comma B वाली चीज इस्तेमाल करूँगा, and I'd say कि the probability of A comma B वाली चीज is less than equal to probability of A, so therefore this is probability of epsilon of H hat is less than or equal to epsilon of H star plus 2 gamma, right? And so my conclusion therefore is that the probability of epsilon of H hat is less than or equal to epsilon hat of H star plus gamma is less than or equal to 1 times 2 times e raised to a minus 2 gamma squared n. So this is 2 e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared times n plus, और बाकी जो चीज़ बची थी वो ये सिर्फ ये बची थी, सिर्फ ये बची है. And this is probability of epsilon of H hat is less than or equal to epsilon of H star plus 2 gamma. Right? And from the previous results that I had, this was 1 minus 2 times k e raised to power minus 2 gamma squared n was actually greater than or equal to whatever this term was. And I combine this together. This is probability of epsilon of H hat is less than or equal to epsilon of H star plus 2 gamma. This thing here is greater than or equal to 1 minus 2 times. So this is my final result. So I promise you I'm done for now. So minus 2 gamma squared n. So इतना पहाड़ खोदने के बाद चूहा नहीं है ये. This is a bound that I can derive, right? And what this bound is now telling me what? This bound is telling me that as I keep on increasing n, right? So the training data increases, right? As training data increases, this becomes smaller and smaller. This becomes smaller and smaller, right? And therefore this probability goes to 1. And what I'm saying over here is that the generalization error with the empirical risk minimizer being 2 gamma close to the absolute minimum that you could hope for, the probability of that approaches 1 as n goes to infinity. Okay? And we've really proven part B. या फिर इसके अलावा आप ये भी कह सकते हैं कि आपको 2 gamma close चाहिए epsilon of H star, H hat and epsilon of H star for a certain probability, which is 1 minus delta. What should the training data size be? Okay, you can just replace delta here and that will give you the answer. Okay, which and in the next class, what we're going to try to do is wrap this discussion up, take this for granted, and see what are the interesting things that we can derive from these equations. So I'm going to take this for granted without really worrying about too much in the next class ke liye proof kahan se aaya. But this is the result that we've derived. Now we're going to use this result to define something called a bias variance trade-off, and very briefly. Okay? Now I know कि इससे पहले जो सारा का सारा proof है that is involved. I understand that. I acknowledge that. Lekin it's still worth a read. I'd encourage you to dig deeper. Try to understand it as much as possible. Okay? थोड़ा सा घुमा फिरा के मैंने चीजें लेके आया हूँ. लेकिन and that's my understanding. हो सकता है कोई और आसान solution हो. आज सुबह मैं ढूंढना की कोशिश करता रहा हूँ कि I could prove this in a much easier way. I wasn't able to do that yet. Maybe somebody else can derive an easier proof for this. ठीक है? Irza wants to say something.
थर्ड वाली टर्म जरा एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे कि उसको लेस देन इक्वल टू आपने कैसे किया है जो आपने सर्कल किया टर्म.
Right. So जो सर्कल किया टर्म, so आप इस वाली की बात करें, ये वाली टर्म, राइट? Right, so all I've done is, you see, this is some variable epsilon hat of h star. Okay,
Yes.
Given that that epsilon hat of h star is less than gamma plus epsilon h star. Okay, all I've done is I replaced this bound in here. So देखिए इसकी जगह मैं ये चीज डाल दूं ना, gamma plus epsilon h star. So what am I going to get? I'm going to get here is epsilon h star plus 2 gamma.
ठीक ठीक,
यानी ये गामा उधर ही रहा, ये गामा और गामा ऐड हो गया और इसकी जगह ये चीज आ गई.
अच्छा, मैं इसको दूसरी तरह देखा था कि क्योंकि सिर्फ देखा जाए तो टर्म हमने सिर्फ ये सेंटर वाली चेंज किया है जिसमें हमने एप्सिलॉन ए स्टार लिख दिया. हमने सिर्फ टर्म अगर
the way I've done it is मैंने सिर्फ इस चीज को इसकी अपर बाउंड से रिप्लेस कर दिया, क्योंकि अपर बाउंड से रिप्लेस किया इसलिए प्रोबेबिलिटी भी कम हो जाएगी. ठीक है, और यानी अपर बाउंड हो जाएगी.
ठीक है,
राइट, दिस मस्ट बी लेस देन इक्वल टू दैट. और इसके बाद में मैंने क्या किया है, मैंने किया कि यार ये अपर बाउंडेड प्रोबेबिलिटी इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई करूंगा तो ये जॉइंट प्रोबेबिलिटी आ जाएगी, और द जॉइंट प्रोबेबिलिटी इज ऑलवेज लेस देन इक्वल टू द मार्जिनल प्रोबेबिलिटी. तो ये प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ a कॉमा b इज लेस देन प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ a. तो ये वाली चीज यहाँ पे आ जाएगी.
हाँ ये ठीक है.
ठीक है, दिस इज माय इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ द प्रूफ. बाय द वे, एंड्रू के नोट्स में ये प्रूफ नहीं दिया गया, व्हिच जस्ट गिव्स यू द रिजल्ट. एंड वो अब आपको शायद समझ आई कि मैं वो कह रहा था स्टैनफोर्ड वाले फ्रेशमैन ये पढ़ते हैं, तो दिस इज फ्रॉम द स्टैनफोर्ड नोट्स. ओके, राइट. सो
जो कंफ्यूज कर रही है कि वो बात तो ठीक है कि आपने उसको उसमें पुट करके जॉइंट वो कंडीशनल से बता दिया कि वो कम होगी. लेकिन वो पुरानी वाली रीजन देखें जिसमें आपने बताया था कि ये रीजन छोटा है, तो जिसमें आपने ए और बी ड्रॉ करके दिखाए थे, उसी चलें तो अब एप्सिलॉन हैट इनटू एच स्टार ये बड़ी वैल्यू होगी, जबकि एप्सिलॉन ऑफ एच स्टार ये हमेशा छोटी वैल्यू होगी. तो इसको रीजन छोटा नहीं मिल रहा.
नहीं, देखिए इसको, ये मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ये वाली जो चीज है, ये वाली चीज है इज लेस देन समथिंग.
ठीक है,
ठीक है. अब मैंने इस चीज से एक बड़ी चीज को रिप्लेस कर दिया है.
ठीक है,
ठीक है. तो ये छोटी चीज थी असल में, लेकिन उस छोटी चीज को मैंने बड़ी चीज से रिप्लेस कर दिया है.
ठीक है,
तो प्रोबेबिलिटी भी बढ़ जाएगी ना
जी.
तो इसलिए ये लेस देन इक्वल टू है, क्योंकि इस चीज की प्रोबेबिलिटी इससे बड़ी है.
ठीक है.
देखिए ये मैं ऑनेस्टली बताऊं, ये मेरे इस तरह बताने से बहुत ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं होगा जब तक आप खुद बैठेंगे नहीं और इसके बारे में सोचेंगे नहीं. राइट, सो ये खुद सोचने से चीज़ें आती हैं, किसी के बताने से नहीं आती. जी फरीद.
सर मुझे थोड़ी इस लाइन में कंफ्यूजन हो रही है. सर ये वाला जो है ना,
आप एनोटेट कर लिया. गुड.
सर ये इनइक्वालिटी के अंदर के ये कैसे आई है?
So this is from the following fact. अच्छा, so you see, इसको मैं इस तरह लिखता हूँ कि this is probability of A given B times probability of B. ठीक है, जिसको मैं कह रहा हूँ ये A है, और नहीं नजर नहीं आ रहा आपको. Okay, Fareed, ये नजर आ रहा है आपको?
Yes sir.
So I'm saying कि this first thing is A, ठीक है? This thing is B, and what you have here is B.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, तो ये जो पूरी की पूरी जो टर्म है probability A comma given B times probability of B है, right? Which is equal to probability of A comma B.
Okay.
ठीक है, which is less than equal to probability of A.
Yes sir. Okay. अच्छा ठीक है.
Probability of A.
ठीक हो गया.
ठीक है. और कितने घूमे हैं फरीद?
नहीं सर, ये बस आखिरी ये थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो गया था तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन ज्यादा हो गई थी, लेकिन वैसे तो आई थिंक सही घूमे हैं.
अच्छा, आई एम सरप्राइज्ड, बड़ी अच्छी बात है. और कोई घूमे? राफे घूमे या नहीं घूमे?
नहीं सर, मैं इधर ही.
नहीं मैं कुछ और बात. तो दिमाग कितना घुमा था?
वापस चेक करना पड़ेगा एक दफा, लेकिन हो जाएगा.
right? So that's important. Okay, you go through this again and think about this on your own. खलवत में बैठें थोड़ा सा और सोचें. Okay, but the bottom line is, regardless of whatever the proof was, how we did the proof, this box thing is important. Equation number 5 is important. This is the final result that we've obtained. And this final result says that as n goes to infinity, epsilon of h hat starts converging to epsilon of h star. And mind you, this is not what it all says. It says a lot more else and tells you कि convergence की nature क्या है. Right? It tells you how will it converge, right? Which would let us do some interesting things. So maybe in the next class, we're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes on this before moving on to the next topic. ठीक है? So इससे पहले वाला proof जरूर देखें, लेकिन 5 को फिर अगली क्लास से पहले ना जरा बस गौर कर लेंगे 5 आपको क्या क्या है, right? And then we'll move forward from equation number 5. Okay? Any other questions? Anna, question कोई?
सर
मैं पूछूं कुछ सवाल पूछें कोई?
अभी तो नहीं, अभी एक दफा
वैसे ही सवाल पूछ लें, कुछ मेरी जिंदगी के बारे में सवाल पूछ लें. मैं मजाक कर रहा हूं. ओके चलें जी, I'll stop here. अगर कुछ मुझसे चीजें पूछनी है तो I'll stay for another 5 minutes. Otherwise, you're of course welcome to leave the meeting. So let me stop recording.